to the world. I'm about to hit my max, that's a fact. I don't lack, I just ask. That's another one with Dota on the track.
Hey everybody, I'm Monty. Channel 5 is reporting that the inventor of the Frisbee was turned into a Frisbee. Walter Morrison, the inventor of the Frisbee, expressed a quirky wish in his will to have his ashes turned. To have his ashes turned into a Frisbee. Okay, I thought this was like a joke. True to his request, his ashes were incorporated into a limited edition series of Frisbees. Allowing him to soar through the skies even after his passing. Okay, let's get to the show. Welcome back. Another episode of Channel 5. See, I it's a bunch of little headlines, and I just read the headlines, and I thought it was like a fun thing where he was like, I would make me a Frisbee, and somebody made him a Frisbee and threw him. So let's get to my topic. Tip culture. Okay. Now, we know when you talk about tip culture, the first thing a lot of people think about is food service. So if there's a waitress or a waiter and you're at a restaurant, you pay for your food, you buy your meal, and you get up to leave. And, you know, back then, way back when I was a kid, you just left some money on the table for them. Something appropriate for the service, 15%, 20%, 25%, whatever. Then things started to, get more sophisticated and things like that. And then, they started leaving on the check. This is what 15, 20, 25% is exactly. And you can check a box or you can write it in, whatever. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you started doing. Tip culture also would extend in different ways. I remember before we had wheels on our luggage. I can remember that. The sky caps will help you with your luggage, and they would carry all your luggage and stuff. You would tip those guys. You would tip the valet. They don't got sky caps really no more because everybody can pretty much. They have a couple, a couple of them, they still exist, so you should tip them. Valet drivers, the guy that's valeting your car, you give him a tip. But it's pretty much, extended to that. I'm probably forgetting a couple of different other ways as well. The hotels or things like that. If you've been on a cruise, the person that attends to your room every day is usually the same person for however long you're on a cruise, so you tip them. I think now maybe that's even incorporated as well. Gratuity, you know how it is. Or when there's a big group of people eating at a restaurant, they just say if it's more than like 6 people, we just going to automatically put in the gratuity because, just to make sure they get taken care of because there's a lot of people for that waiter and things of that sort. So now what's happened is a debate has sprung up because so many things are now automated and so many things that we're doing now in terms of food service for sure, which is where this big debate comes from. It's kind of like, do I need to tip you because you grabbed a donut, put it in a bag and handed it to me, And what happens now, y'all know, they got the little iPad or whatever on the swivel. And so let me get a cream filled one and a maple glaze. Cream filled maple glaze. And they turn it towards you and the first thing will be like, tip, And before they go get that cream filled maple glaze, they be looking at you like, and I be looking back at, what I'm supposed to do, or at your Starbucks or whatever, and they getting you your coffee and okay, because the tip originally it's like, okay, well the waitress, she bringing you stuff and you want more water, filling my water up and get my appetizers, give me a dessert if I want it. She's checking in on me. That's how you got to earn it. Now it's like, are we really earning these tips? But then there's another part of it too as well, because then there's now, Uber Eats, Postmates, these food services, these food delivery spots. Okay, now I'm gonna be very honest with y'all. I don't do those. I don't. I don't have people deliver food to my home. I don't do Postmates. That's another story you're gonna have to talk to me about why. Is a very specific story I had an experience, but so I haven't even had a pizza delivered to me. Probably. I don't know if since I've been in Las Vegas, probably since I was younger, had a pizza delivered. So I don't even do that. I just get it myself and I eat out, but I just go and I'll pick it up myself. So but sometimes the drivers want a tip, but then people are like, well, hold on. Why am I paying a tip? Because I'm already paying for the delivery fee. Who's getting that? And there's a whole confluence of that, but you've seen that happen as well. I think I might have gotten like a Postmates. I was in London, and that's only because I couldn't find the place where they were at. I would have walked there. I couldn't find them. Anyway, so this is tip culture out of control, y'all. Are we having a tip for everything and this expectation of tipping? I went to the mall, and the girl helped me a little bit, but when I was at, it wasn't a major store. I was at a store in the mall. And she like rang me up and turned it around and it said, do I want to tip her? And I was like, what? In retail? Because see, in retail, you usually get commission if you're, at a lot of spots, maybe not some. But so why am I tipping? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't have a problem. If you got a tip jar there or whatever, what I don't like and what everybody don't like is that awkwardness when they turn it to you. Or they extend you the little credit card thing, and the first thing it's got on there is tip. I don't know if I'm cool with that all the time, because then where does it end? So why am I tipping the girl at the donut shop or at Starbucks? I ain't tipping the person at Burger King or McDonald's. You know what I'm saying? What's different from them? If you talking that. Now again, it's not a sit down restaurant, but a lot of these other spots want it, but the fast food places don't. You know what I'm saying? I don't tip the guys to change my oil. Should I be tipping them? There's no place to even, they didn't even got a jar out. You know what I'm saying? So what, is it too much? Is it, are we overdoing it? Because then here's the problem too. Because I've heard people say tipping should just be eliminated. Because I guess I don't want to say too much. I think a lot of people like internationally are like, tipping is not a thing over here. I'm not saying every place, but it seems like a lot of people, when I see these debates like international, like y'all crazy for tipping in the first place. So we should eliminate tipping and we should just raise these people's pays up. Because the thing with the waitress is they don't make a lot of money. So a lot of their income is based on tips. That's how it balances out, But here's what I'm going to tell y'all. Watch out for that. That's enough. If these waitresses is only making $5 an hour, let them make $15 an hour. Okay, and then we ain't got a tip. Okay, the waitresses, this is what I tell y'all with their minimum wage stuff. The waitresses aren't going to make $5, they're going to go $15. Okay, right. And that chicken Alfredo that you used to get for $11.99 is now going to be $16.99. I promise you that. Because I done already told y'all, these rich folk ain't giving you nothing. They're not giving you $1 unless they can make $2. So you want to eliminate tipping. You probably going to be paying more for the meal now than you might have even tipping before. You know what I'm saying? Because that's how this works. That's the only way this works. But I saw something. Now let me get to my hook that I sent to y'all earlier when before this show came out. I saw something and I said, now we going too far. They was talking about at the self-checkout, the thing was saying, do you want to tip? It's not making you tip, but people were offended that it was asking, and I'm offended. Oh, I'm self-checking out my own groceries. I'm bagging the stuff. I'm paying myself. I ain't interacting. Who am I tipping? What the? Colby the computer? Who is getting this money? What is Colby doing with this money? He's a computer. Does he have, what is he going to buy with this? I don't even understand who. I'm tipping now at the self Checkout? What's next? Now, do I got a question, a tip for the self-gas? Like I'm pumping the gas. Do you want to leave a tip? A tip? Who is getting this tip? What? Yeah, I ain't never, look, no, then shut it all down then. That's why I said, no, I ain't doing that. Sure enough, ain't doing that. That's crazy. Like, again, if you got a little jar out, and here's another one. I meant to hit on this one too. A big thing is the to go. Because like I said, I get everything to go. For me to tip you and I'm just picking up to go and all you did was put it in the bag. See, I'm talking about, you're not even the chef. You ain't even making the food. I'm tipping you because you just put it in a bag. You got to be super nice to me. You got to make me feel like great. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's rare I'm doing that because I'm picking up food that you just bagged up for me, just like I would do at McDonald's. I'm not trying to be insensitive to the people in that game, but, if that's what you're doing, and a lot of these people are like, even for the DoorDash people, they're like, you ought to be tipping them. Again, that's not something I even deal with. But I think tipping is optional because if you got to pay a delivery fee, I don't see how you have to be able to tip as well. It's nice if you do, but to be expecting the tip, or it don't matter the size of the person's house or what they got, well, then you ought to be able to get it yourself. Well, okay, then we ought to be able to get everything ourselves then. Why go out at all? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you start playing that game, you know what I'm saying? Well, they're driving in their car. Okay, if the Postmate drivers want more, they got to take that up with Postmates for higher wages and get higher wages if you can. I'm not mad at that. But tipping is and should always be optional. And it should just be, something in those instances. I feel like you are supposed to tip the waitress or the waiter. Now, again, if you don't, ain't nothing gonna happen to you. I don't believe. They might show your bill now. They be showing the bills and online all that. But it's always still supposed to be suggested. But it's something you should do dependent on the person of what they did for you. I mean, even the valet guy, at least he's pulling my car back up, driving. So, and a lot of times you're going to pay for valet now anyway. So whatever, there's that. But it can be a slippery slope because again, a lot of these jobs that require tips, they don't make a whole lot of money. So I'm very aware of that. You know what I mean? But again, do we want the industry to change? Because if the industry changes, we still going to be paying for it in the end, I promise you. Or do people just need to do a little bit better on it? But then the tip that I give you, maybe I did want to go out to get something to eat. Maybe I ain't got a whole lot. I still feel like, you shouldn't be like, this is the last $19 I got. I ain't got enough to tip you too. Well, then you shouldn't have went out. You shouldn't have went out. Okay? If the chicken Alfredo, is $14.99, $15.54 with tax, and you come up there with just $50. This is all I got. Excuse you. No, come on, fam. If you sitting down at a restaurant, you got to do better than that. But it's kind of getting to the point again, when you literally just reaching and putting something in a bag and giving it to me, I'm sorry, I don't feel like I should be tipping for that. You know what I'm saying? Again, unless it's some excellent service. And I've never had a problem where somebody was caught an attitude because I didn't tip them. Usually people are like, they recognize and again, there's nothing wrong with asking for it. I guess I kind of just hate that little pause. I like it when they just had a jar and they got the jar and then people put money in the jar. Cool. But that awkward, and they bring it back to you. Yeah, I don't like that. But that's that. I just feel like we kind of need to recalibrate a little bit. But I'm going to tell you again, I ain't ever tipping no self-checkout or self-kiosk. That is, y'all didn't went too far with that. I don't know. I don't even know who that's for. Come on, man. Let's do better than that. But that's today's show. It was grinding my gears. We got more coming though, guys. Be some guests coming as well, but I got to get through a couple of these. I haven't been on for a while, so I had to get through all these rants and things, and I'm going to get them done, be out, and then we'll get back to some more of the regular stuff. But you know what to do. Until then, guys, I want you to be blessed and stay sharp.